Welcome to DIY Spooky Decor. This week we are creating using these Cloche jars from the Dollar Tree, these succulent pot planters from the Dollar Tree, some styrofoam to make a tombstone, those wooden dowels that I don't actually use, and a bone cross that I'll show you how to make. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to paint these planters to look like mounds of dirt using brown paint with a little bit of black and some baking soda. I want that texture in there because I want it to look like a mound of dirt. And this just wasn't doing the trick. I did do one coat in this paint just to get something on the plastic, and then I went in with sand. This is going to give us such a good muddy texture. And the color of the sand shouldn't matter, the paint should cover it up. At least that's what I heard. And look at that, you can see the difference already. It's really gritty and gross looking. It looks great. And then I'm gonna go in with some moss crumbs that I had left over just to add more texture and another earthy element. This was a very messy project. Then using my styrofoam, I just kind of freehanded a tombstone-like shape. I wanted it to look old and rough and broken, so I went over the edges with my box cutter. And you see how the top is broken there? I just used the low temp on my hot glue gun to fix it. And then to make a bone cross, pretty self-explanatory, I'm just hot gluing on low heat the bones together and then gluing my twine on as well, wrapping it around, knotting it, gluing it, knotting it, gluing it again. If you don't have adorable plastic bones lying around your house, you can use real bones that you have lying around your house. Or, wooden dowels, straws, pencils, whatever. I used some black and white to make a dark gray for my tombstone. Later on, I do dry brush a lighter gray over it. Now that everything is dry, there was a little discoloration, I think, from the sand, but I'm not mad at it. It looks pretty good. Looks like there's some stone in there. Maybe it was a tombstone that got covered in dirt. Now to begin using our cloches. Cloches? Or cloche? I don't know. I'm removing all the stickers and the tape. And I do not want these bases to look like plastic, so I used black acrylic paint and, of course, baking soda to give them that more textured pottery look. I hot glue my items to my bases, putting a bead of hot glue around the edge. And I had to hold the tombstone down for a minute or two just to make sure it was dry. Make sure you attach your crosses very well. Mine gave me some trouble. And now the fun part, decorating. If you make a project like this, please just have fun with it. Do whatever your heart wants. I had this little sign that said playground for fairies and these really cute moss balls that I just got from the Dollar Tree. So if you go, snag some because I bet you they're already sold out. And I decided to go with the little fairy garden cemetery element for this one. It's my favorite. I used some skulls from a bracelet that I broke for a previous project. There's a lot of footage not in here of me just messing around with different things to decide what I wanted. but I definitely had fun doing this. It was great. I attached some green moss I got from Walmart to the back. I did not like it. I think it looks like Easter grass, so I just decided I'm going to pretend it doesn't exist. And then I'm using some of this amaranthus vine that I got from Walmart kind of as a border. You do want to make sure you leave space for the top of the cloche to go back on because it does go on the inside of the rim. I had this necklace that broke, so I'm going to be attaching that to my tombstone. I cover it with some gray paint, and then once that's dry, I dry brush with the lighter gray. Now for the bone cross grave mounds. For one of them, I used this baby's breath from Walmart. I think it turned out really cute. It was a little time consuming, but I just cut off all the tips of the baby's breath and glued them around the edges of the mound. I started to put the tops of the cloches on. You want to make sure you clean them out very well. I just gave mine a quick wipe, and they're not the cleanest, but it looks all right. This one was a little difficult. I did have to push the flowers up into the top of the container. It was a little tight. That's what he said. And then I used some leftover amaranthus vine, chopped it up, and just placed it around the second one. It's a simpler look for that one, but I still think it looks good. And that's pretty much it. I had a lot of fun on this project. Oh, I did make toppers for the cloches. I had these berries from some floral. I used the stem to make a stand so they were easier to paint. Again, black acrylic paint and baking soda to match the base. And then once that is dry, I will cut them off, and there is a little wire stem in there. I just kind of bent it over so it wasn't in the way, and I glued it wire down onto the cloche. Now, after the hot glue, I did end up peeling them off and going back in with super glue just because I wanted it to have that extra hold. And there we are, a cloche graveyard. I know the pictures aren't the greatest. There is a glare from the light, but this project did turn out really cute. Here's my favorite one without the top on it so you can see it a little better. It says playground for fairies. It's adorable. I love it. The cross with the baby's breath is really pretty too. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it inspires you to go create something that you love. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, stay spooky.